Diary of Master Rinzin, Elder Monk of the Hidden Monastery. Entry 1. The Weight of Silence. I wake before the sun as I have for 60 years. The mountain breathes, exhaling its mist over the monastery. The young ones stir in their chambers, unaware of the war creeping toward us like a shadow stretching with dusk. I am their teacher, yet today I wonder if I have anything left to give. Doubt is a silent adversary. It does not strike like a sword, but erodes like the wind-carving stone. I have spent my life seeking wisdom, yet there are moments when I ask myself, have I truly found it, or have I merely learned to wear the robes of enlightenment without grasping its weight? Entry 5. The 80-20 Truth. A boy named Tenzin came to me today, frustrated. Master, I study endlessly, yet my progress is slow. What must I do? I watched him, sensing the storm within him. How much of your effort bears fruit? I asked. He hesitated. Perhaps 2 parts out of 10, I nodded. Then, why do you exhaust yourself on the 8 parts that yield nothing? Find what brings the greatest result with the least effort. Cultivate that. The thought clung to me after he left. In meditation I pondered, could this principle shape not just study, but life itself? If only a fraction of our actions determine the whole of our fate, then wisdom lies in choosing which fraction to master. Entry 9. The war comes closer. News arrived today from a wandering trader. The war has engulfed the villages below. Those who flee seek sanctuary in temples, monasteries, places of peace, now turned into shelters for the lost. I wonder, will they come here? Will our gates remain closed, or will we offer refuge? The young monks whisper among themselves. Fear taints the air. I see it in their eyes when they look toward the valley. I must remind them that wisdom does not falter in the face of suffering. Yet I too feel the weight of uncertainty. Entry 12. Temptations of the Mind. Temptation does not always wear the guise of desire. Sometimes it is the whisper of ego, the urge to prove one's wisdom rather than live it. Today, a messenger from the warring factions arrived, requesting my counsel. The young monks watched me, awaiting my response. For a moment, I considered stepping into the world of rulers and warriors, proving that the monks of the hidden monastery are not ignorant of politics. But a deeper voice within me spoke. A single grain of rice tips the scale, but which way it falls is not the concern of the wind. I refused the summons. The war will rage without my words, and wisdom is not a tool for power, but a lantern in the dark. Entry 15. The Refugees. The first families arrived today, hollow-eyed, weary from their escape. Among them was a mother clutching her child so tightly I feared she would break him. The young monks stood uncertain, watching, waiting for my decision. Prepare the empty quarters, I told them. Boil water, gather food. Tenzin approached me later. Master, are we not inviting danger by opening our gates? Perhaps. But is it wisdom to turn away those who suffer? What is the use of enlightenment if it is hoarded? He nodded, but I saw the shadow of doubt in his eyes. It is a lesson he must learn himself. Entry 19. The Inner Demon. Tonight, in meditation, I met the demon, not of flesh, but of spirit. It had my face, my voice, yet it whispered of futility. You have wasted your years, it said. You have taught boys who will soon be corpses, and spoken wisdom that will vanish with the next wind. I fought the urge to deny it. Instead I asked, then why do you linger if all is meaningless? The demon faltered. Doubt had turned upon itself. I understood then that doubt is not an enemy to be slain, but a force to be understood. The river doubts the mountain, yet still it carves through stone. Entry 22. The Loss. Today the war reached our gates, not as soldiers, but as fire. A burning home in the valley sent its embers skyward, and one found our temple roof. The flames devoured one of our halls before we could control them. We lost an elder, a man who had lived in these walls for 70 years. The young ones wept. I did not. Not because I do not grieve, but because grief is not a flood to be unleashed. It is a river that must be guided. I sat in the ruins of the hall, thinking of the principle I had taught Tenzin. 80% of what we build may be lost, but the 20% that remains can still shape the future. Entry 25. The Art of Letting Go. Tenzin came again today. Master, I understand now. I have let go of what slows me, and my progress has doubled. I smiled. And yet, the greatest wisdom is knowing what to hold on to. He frowned. What do you mean? I placed a single candle before him. There is an art in knowing what to release, but do not mistake emptiness for freedom. A bird with no nest has no home. A monk with no purpose is not enlightened, only lost. Entry 28. The Young Warrior. One of the refugees is a boy no older than Tenzin. He carries a scar on his cheek and a knife in his sleeve. He does not pray, does not bow. When I asked his name, he only said, "I fight." Tenzin watches him with curiosity, but I see something else, a glimpse of the battle within himself. There are many paths to wisdom, but first, one must choose to walk away from the edge of the blade. Entry 31. The Unfinished Ending. War has reached our gates. Smoke rises beyond the valley, and the young ones tremble. I do not know what will come, only that each moment must be lived fully, without fear. A soldier arrived today, weary and wounded. He knelt before me and whispered, "I was told you have no side in this war, yet you have already chosen." I did not answer. Some truths do not need to be spoken. I close this diary not because the story ends, but because some wisdom is found only in silence. If these words are ever read, know this: the secret to life is not in having all the answers, but in choosing the right questions. Let the river flow, let the wind pass, and always, always remember less is more, and the smallest seed contains the entire tree.